Good morning, my dear students. I hope you all are doing well. So, continuing with the last class of our alternative English, let's start our today's class. Alright, so you do one thing, you take out page number 46, that is from the second paragraph. Alright, so in the last class, we discussed about, the curtailment of personal liberty at times. Why? In order to make others enjoy their personal liberty. Alright, we actually do not keep on thinking about our own liberty only all the time. Alright, that is what it said in the last paragraph. So sometimes it must be needed, that we have to reduce a bit. Alright, not all of it, but we need to reduce a bit of our personal liberty so that others' liberty can be conserved. Alright, so for today's class, you see that is from the second paragraph in page number 46. Liberty is not a personal affair only. We do say, no doubt, we do say personal liberty, individual liberty, and the other liberty is about the public liberty, that is, which is the liberty of others. So when we actually see and think about the word liberty, it does not get limited only to a particular section, particular aspect of it. It should not get limited to only, one aspect of it. Liberty is a broad term. Alright, when we say liberty, liberty for all, liberty of all. It's not only liberty only for me. Alright, so that is what it says, that liberty is not a personal affair only, but a social contract. So when we say liberty, liberty is a broad term, alright, and we need to understand that when we say liberty, liberty actually applies to all sectors of our life. Liberty, it signifies all aspects of our life. Okay, so it does not get only confined to persons. Okay, people's liberty. It is an adjustment of interest. So the moment I say that we need to curtail a little bit of our personal liberty, that means what? We need to adjust at times, in different situations. Alright, so adjustment is life. That is what we can actually say, and if we look, if we contemplate at our life is what? Life is adjustment only, where you are making adjustment in all sectors of your life, where you are actually making adjustment in all aspects of your life. Isn't it so? Life itself is an adjustment. Alright, so that is what it says, that it is a social contract. Alright, it is not limited to personal affairs only, personal interest only, but it is an adjustment of interest. Alright, it is very important. If question comes that what do you understand, what do you mean by liberty, then the answer will be liberty is it is not a personal affair but a social contract where one needs to make various kinds of adjustments in their life, okay, in his or her life. In matters which do not touch anyone else's liberty, of course, I may be as free as I like. It all depends on the situations. It all depends on the circumstances that actually come along our way. It may happen at times that you will get certain kind of circumstances wherein, others' liberty may not be involved. Alright, so in those kind of circumstance, what is needed is that you can enjoy your liberty, as the way you want. Suppose, for an example, if you have a book, which is your book, alright, now suppose if you bought a book, alright, from a shop, that book completely belongs to you. You do not have to think for others in that matter, whether, people, will take the book from me or not. That is a different thing. But when you are to read the book, when you will go to read the book, you do not have to think for the liberty of other people. You do not have to take consent from other people whether this book belongs to you or not. Understood? So it all depends on the circumstances and situations. All right, there could be many situations and circumstances wherein the liberty is only limited to you. All right, whereas on the other hand, you could get many circumstances where you need to think about the liberty of other people too. All right, so that is what it says, that in matters which do not touch anyone else's liberty, of course I may be as free as I like. So now this is one circumstance that is being referred to here. That is those kind of situations and circumstances where the liberty completely belongs to you, where you do not have to think for others' liberty. All right, so in those kind of circumstances you can act freely as you want, as you like. If I choose to go down the Strand in a dressing gown, now see, the meaning of Strand is given here. It's a fashionable street in London where a number of roads meet. So you can say it to be Charali, all right. Tiniali bhi we can say, like here we have in our place only Mukut Sharma Charali, all right. So that Charali, Mukut Sharma Charali, that you can say to be that kind of spot only that here Strand actually refers to. All right, so now the next sentence, what it shows, it is showing the other aspect, the other circumstance. All right, if I choose to go down the Strand in a dressing gown, all right, with long hair and bare feet, who shall say me nay? All right, now if you prefer, if you wish to go down that Strand, to go down a street, where you want to walk wearing a beautiful gown, all right, then you are having your long hair and bare feet. All right, so that is actually completely your wish, that is your liberty. If you want to, if you wish to go, all right, if you wish to walk in the street wearing a beautiful gown, and that too, bare feet, can anyone say no to you? Does anyone have got the right, have got the liberty to say no to you? It is completely your wish, isn't it? That is what it says. All right, it is completely your wish. You can walk, you can go wherever you like. That is completely your own liberty. So who shall say me nay? So in that circumstance, who have got the right to say me no? No one. That is what it says. You have the liberty to laugh at me, but I have liberty to be indifferent to you. All right, now you have got, every person has got the liberty to laugh at us, to laugh at me. That's their point of view. All right, that's their liberty. I can't say, I can't tell them, that no, you can't actually laugh, at me. All right, so in these kind of circumstances, what happens? Liberty completely depends on personal wish, personal preference, and which heaven forbid, or wearing a tall hat, frock, coat and sandals, or going to bed late or getting up early, I shall follow my fancy and ask no man's permission. So here a particular kind of circumstances are being shown where you have got the liberty in your hand, where you do not have to think for others' permission, where you do not have to think for others' liberty. All right, here in these kinds of circumstances, you do not need to curtail your personal liberty. All right, you do not have to reduce your personal liberty. How? Because whether I want to go to bed early or lately, that's completely my wish. That's completely my point of preference. Whether people say, whether people tell me that, you must go to bed early or you must go to bed, lately, that doesn't matter. Ultimately, what happens is that it's our decision only. It's my decision only whether I want to go to bed, early or lately. All right. So these circumstances are a particular, set of circumstances, situations where it is shown that, at times, in certain situations, liberty is completely in your hand. All right, you can actually do and put up action as you like. Alright, so see the next one. In all these and 1,000 other details, you and I please ourselves and ask no one's leave. Alright, see, it's a bit long, this paragraph. Alright, so I won't go for this paragraph for today's class. Alright, so this much is for today's class, like this paragraph. You please go through this once. Alright, if you have any doubt, you can ask me via message or via like calling me up. Alright, so if you have got any doubt, so please go through this paragraph once by yourself. Alright, and see whether you have any doubt or not. Alright, so for today's class, let's just stop here. We shall continue in our next class. Thank you very much.